Here we are on top of Pilot Rock, which is a volcanic plug. That's a neck of lava, and the volcano was worn away. And it's about 1,000 feet. How high is it?
I'm not sure on the elevation. I'd have to look it up.
It's the elevation itself is 7,700 something.
Yeah, I think it's five something.
Five
and a half. Maybe.
That's right. 7 would be. So and we have these 4 young, strong, healthy people who got up here very rapidly, and they're all graduates of Ashland High School. That's right. And down there is Immigrant Lake. Over there is Mount McLaughlin, known as Mount Pitt to the old timers.
Yeah.
There's Mount Shasta. There's a state line over this cliff down there. So, David Chambers, how was your climb?
That's great.
What's
It's lovely. I don't know. For me, it's all about getting to hang out with these people. Like, it wouldn't have been as fun without having them here. But yeah, I don't know. The front side of this peak is really accessible, I think, for people who don't do technical rock climbing, and so it still gives, I think, the majority of people kind of a thrill and that feeling of kind of like pushing yourself to get to the top of something that requires more effort than just your casual hike. But then it also has the option to climb harder stuff if you want to. So it's kind of
that looks really hard.
it is pretty hard.
Have you done it?
I have, yeah. It's definitely I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless you're like unless you are a skilled rock climber and have experience doing it. But it's worth doing if you're into that kind of thing at least once, I think.
Tori, how was it for you? Look at you climbing this barefoot.
It was excellent. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Not very challenging, just kind of a walk in the park.
No. I've done it before, but it's been a long time, and I think it is fun because it is challenging, and I think I like hikes in that kind of border the line into climbing where you get to scramble. You got to use your hands as well as your feet, and so it just makes it a little bit more, pushes your dexterity and balance a little bit more.
Why do you do this barefoot thing?
It's probably as simple as I enjoy not having shoes on. I just like being barefoot.
Doesn't it hurt?
Actually, the first part, the old road on the way up here, is the worst because it's all quarried rock and stuff.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
And that's not, that's not all that fun. But once you get up here, and it's like when we're in the trees, it's just nice feeling the pine needles under my feet, and then you know how cool the ground is, and then coming up here, I've climbed this with shoes and other things, and like come up that side with rock climbing shoes and this side with sandals and stuff, and I feel the most balanced when I don't have shoes on, so it's fun to like jump around and stuff without shoes.
Yeah.
Tori, thank you, Tori Johnson. Sophia Borges. How's it for you?
Good. It's definitely tricky. I just wanted to walk in the park, but I think the scramble and the getting the heart rate up makes it even better to be up here, because you've definitely accomplished something by the time you get up here, and you've got the endorphins going by the time you get to the top.
I felt that.
Yeah, and tricky to keep up with these 3, but good to have that motivation.
It's all Julian.
And I think it's about the most spectacular view you can get in the valley with this short of a hike. So it's pretty ideal.
That's a good
I
point.
love it up here. It's been a while since I've been up here. It's only my second time.
It's only a couple miles off I-5 over a bad dirt road. Then you walk for a mile and a half, and here you are. So there sits Julian. Share
Share with us, Julian.
Julian, how was it?
That was great.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm just out here for these guys. Cherish every opportunity to scramble with these hooligans. So,
What was the hard part?
what was the hard part?
Was there a hard part?
Evading Tori's trundling.
Trundling means throwing rocks down the slope.
Yeah.
We try not to do that.
He wasn't actually trundling, but he was being a ruffian.
But every person that comes up here pushes rocks down the hill. Did you notice that? I mean, we push a lot of rock down the hill.
It's not a very stable trail.
Human-induced weathering.
Yeah.
To quote
We're-
geological terms.
We're humanizing the mountain. So what would you say to people about, they want a quick, easy rock climb without a lot of, going to rock climbing school? Is this the place?
Yeah, I think it's a good place to kind of like test yourself and push yourself a bit. It's a spot where like families could come and if some people don't feel comfortable coming all the way to the top, they could stay down below. But if a group of people wants to kind of like get into that, I think it's a great first step. And then if they wanted to get into like 5th class rock climbing is what they call it. That's kind of considered technical climbing. Then it's a good stepping stone for that.
Oh,
The scramble up here, I think, is it's a 3rd class scramble, is what they call it.
that's 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I think pretty much there's 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 1st and 2nd. I don't. Most people don't really refer.
Walking.
Yeah, it's kind of like walking. Or steep
5th
hiking.
class is like Lithia Park.
Well, I mean that'd be just hiking, but like 5th class is where the kind of technical rock climbing scale starts. So this is a great place for people who if they're curious about that and they want to see if they have like an aptitude or a desire to do that. If they were really excited by kind of the feeling they got when they got to the top of Pile of Rock, it's a good indicator of if they want to keep going with it.
So, last question. What's it like to be up here? What's the spiritual, emotional side of, getting to arrive up here? Is it trippy up here?
It is a little bit. I think
I love being up here and spending time up here. Like Julian pointed out that the tree that's over there, that lone tree, and I'm not a very religious or spiritual person, but when I see something like that, I'm like, that's a pretty cool entity, I mean, it's growing out of this literally just rock, and it's the only one up here, and that thing is probably really old.
There it
I don't
is.
know if it's a bristlecone or what it is, but it's just, it's a pretty cool organism, and I think this space holds a cool spot for that.
yeah.
I think it's also a reminder of how small we are as human beings. When you have a 360 view like this, and
Yeah.
we're just tiny little specks in it, on a tiny little speck in a landscape, But this rock feels huge, especially on top of it.
And it was sitting here 2 million years ago.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it's not the oldest feature in the Soda Mountain or the Siskiyou Wilderness, but it's pretty dang old. It's pretty far along. You're getting there.
How did this bolt get here?
That I don't know. I was wondering about that. This is probably old. This is old school stuff. I don't know. This is not new by any means. It's really old. Hard to say.
Julian, what's the spiritual side of this?
What's the spiritual side of this? I don't know. Just getting out into nature for me
It's just,
is enough. Yeah.
it does it for you.
Yeah.
Conducive to well-being. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's like super necessary. It brings like a feeling of, for me, it's like peaceful. Okay, I get to focus on kind of like where we are right now and what we're doing right now. It's church. Yeah. I think I went to church as a kid, but I think for me, I found church when I started climbing trees at like age 5. Yeah. I started drinking water and climbing trees.
This is a church, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be. It's as big as a cathedral. Yeah.
Thanks for bringing us up here.
Yeah, thanks for coming with us.
Yeah. Awesome.
Good stuff.
Shasta.
Sooner I get back, the more assignments I have to shoot. So
Right? We gotta just go do more today. Huh?
we'll just chill a little while.
It took us a while to get up. It took us a long time.
I had to wait for John.
I love Shasta because it's like there's Shasta and then there's like Black Butte, which is basically like mini Shasta. Yeah. It's like mother.
Shasta's looking really melty right now.
Yeah, there's not much. That's like the most snow it